Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Pillars of Eternity with me, Bring It On. Let's speak to the spirit. The young boy's corpse lies at your feet, half covered in dirt and seaweed. His hands have stiffened around a dagger. A soul lingers nearby, something confused and lost in the seaside fog. Reach toward the soul. As you reach for the soul, it lashes out. Glowing mist strikes at the air around you. The soul can't touch you. You feel it burn with a feeble, uncontrolled rage. Calm down and show me what happened. The soul flickers. It ripples toward you, timidly at first. As it swirls around you, you experience wonder, fear, and the joy of running between the ships at noon. With a jolt, it pulls you into the streets around the Salty Mast. Women with painted faces weep between men stumbling in and out of the lamplight. Father's gone in for a drink, just like always. He said he'd only be a few minutes, but it's been hours. The man guarding the door only laughed when he tried to explain this. There's always a back door. In an alley, two men have cornered a woman. Her cheeks are streaked with tears. She's backed against the wall and looking away. They're inching closer. You step forward. The men barely acknowledge you. The woman looks at you, a plea in her eyes. You've seen that look in abused strays. And your hollow-born sister, that time father took her from her splintering cradle into the filled wash basin. You were brave that day. A knife is in the thug's belt. It's in your hands, and now it's in his thigh. You're small and fast, but not fast enough. Fingers bite into your arm, and a muddy boot sails toward your face. Then, everything is muffled by cold, brackish water. The soul retreats from you. It pulses with a question. I agree with the first half of option 3. He did do a brave thing. But I have no idea if the gods are going to reward him or not. So, with option 2. Life is unfair. I wouldn't expect the next one to be any different. Darren's soul absorbs this thought, and ebbs in the ocean mists around the dock. Already read that. Take the dagger. The boy's small hands are rigid in death, but you pry the dagger free. It looks too large and too expensive to have belonged to him. The letter B is carved into the pommel.
Huh?
So his father doesn't know his son has been killed. The mother knows that he's missing. She hasn't seen the father since they left. The father's probably still in the Salty Mast. This man's fancy clothes are ripped, and blood flows from a fresh cut above his eye. He tries to push himself up, but his arm is shaking. He winces painfully. What happened? He carefully dabs at his bloody nose with a silk handkerchief. I was just on my way to the club. He slowly stretches out one leg, grimacing at his scraped knee. It's a rough part of town, but the rabble's never been violent. Even a night with a collie isn't worth this. He limps away.
Huh?
This is Salty Mast. We're not going to go in there quite yet.
Margaren's fire casts light in dark places.
Four people stand gathered around what appears to be a wooden chest. One of them, a grizzled and rough-looking character, looks up at you, then sneers. Took a wrong turn somewhere, did you? Let's turn around and walk on. There's a sudden snapping sound from the direction of the chest, and a second smaller man lets out a frustrated groan. Darn it. It's the second lockpick. He looks up at you and stills. Oh. Walderth rolls his eyes, then turns to you. You've walked down your last pier.
Praise Salty Mast. That's it.
Right.
I probably could have sorted it out peacefully, but they weren't looking for peace. Surrounded by scattered planks, it isn't clear whether this skiff has been half built and abandoned or cannibalized for lumber.
Slow and silent.
That's unusual.
That's unusual, but I'll take it. The sea chest bears a large embossed sigil of a ship and the word Fortinero beneath it in gilded letters. It's held shut by a heavy brass padlock. I'll take the sea chest. I'll return this to him, then we'll return to the Salty Mast and see if we can't find Darren's father. And I am interested, I don't remember the name of the character up here with all the thugs. I wonder if his name starts with a B. Oh, that's right, I have the stuff for this guy too.
Hail and well met.
The model rubs a callous thumb over the runes in the opal. Is this about the broken scepter? Yes. I have 3 pieces. His bristled eyebrows rise to a peak. I mean, you got past those armored monsters. I don't know how. He shakes his head. Listen, if you're willing, I'll give you this last piece. He holds up the opal. In the name of someone who'll buy it all. All I want is 200 pans for getting the cargo here. Sound fair? You want 200 pans for locking the rest of the crew in the hold and sinking the ship. Look, there was the back of his sunburned neck. How about 100? I'm just trying to get by until the next job. Fair enough. He accepts your money and gives you the opal. It's still warm from his hands. You want to go to the Brackenbury Sanitarium and find Nans. To know more about this artifact. I know for a fact she's bought them from our crew before. The model gazes out over the water. Anything else you need? Not yet.
Sure.
Good day, stranger.
Marcelo fidgets nervously. He grins hopefully at you. Any luck finding the captain's chest? Here you are. Contents intact. You found it. All of it. He checks the lock on the chest and lets out a relieved breath. You saved my life, friend. Truly. I owe you one. Here, the week's wages, like I promised. Yeah, try to be a little less careless from now on. I will. Never set foot in the Salty Mast again. He pauses. Well, I mean, not while I'm on watch at least. Alright, to the Salty Mast. Actually, no, let's go check out this thug up here first.
Yeah. Sure.
Let's start with the B, doesn't it? Got as much right to stand here as the guys going into that whorehouse. They don't like what I got to say. They can go someplace else. Show them the dagger you found on Darren. This belong to you? That's mine, all right. No one touches my dagger and lives. I'd like to see you try. You don't threaten me. Alright, we got a new grimoire, and... This doesn't have fine equipment, does he? Alright, binding web. Noxious burst. Let's see about making some changes in his main grimoire, because I like... Well, this might be useful for enemy casters. I don't need this, and... But this is worse? It lasts for 90 seconds. This is actually better. I like Chill Fog. Freeze damage and blinded. Doesn't last a super long time. I can go back through and change some of these spells later. Not right this second, though. Alright, does it have a description at least?
Yes?
Nope. Okay. Did I get to keep that dagger? Or is it only a quest item? It was consumed when we showed it to Bragan?
Yeah.
Either way, to the Salty Mast. You know what? Before we go in here, I am going to go and
Aye?
redo his grimoire real quick. Start from scratch. Alright, level 1 spells. Slicken is fantastic. That's good for some extra defense. This lasts for 18 seconds, so let's grab that. I mean, debuff and damage is probably the best option here. But I like what I've seen of Meneletta's minor missiles. Let's go with Chill Fog. Alright, then here. I really care for Confused. This lasts for 18 seconds. That's a pretty good debuff. Let's grab that. Blinded is also good. We'll grab this, because, well, no. None of these really stand out to me. We'll grab that instead. And then Fireball, of course, Exposed Vulnerabilities, which I haven't used yet, but it is good. This is also really good. I'll do that for now. We can always swap it whenever we want. Alright. I don't waste too much time doing it.
Nothing like this in Gilded Vale. Just Wallaruna the milkmaid. She knew what she was doing.
Overfried cod, watered ale, and prostitution. A bastion of Deerwooden culture.
I hope you aren't expecting to find the leaden key in here.
And see the sights. I do love travel.
Now to find a home for my other staff.
Captain Pepperjack. Alright, Orico.
Good day, stranger.
Orko catches your eye. A golden hoop dangles from one ear, and his fine-fitted clothes whisper as he glides over to you. You have me at a loss. How can I afford time with such a magnificent creature? Well, enough flattery. I know how this works. I should save my breath for more pleasurable endeavors. He runs a finger along a perfectly symmetrical goatee. What can Orko do for you? Not this time. Alright, just to explore the dialogue. You tell me. Some things must be experienced to be believed. Well, how much? For an evening that you'll remember in your next life, ask but 300 pans. Yeah, no thank you.
Right.
Big Dermsy. Whoops. Sorry, well, good thing I said I'm not interested. What are these guys talking about? How much for the pleasure of your company? Ella? Do you see the rigging on that one? Don't mind getting broadsided by her. I beg your pardon? Forgive me. I seem to have made a mistake. It's not a big Dermsy. The Rolling Man seems to walk with a slight limp. He doesn't say anything, but he stops and regards you with interest. What's wrong with your leg? He just laughs and shakes his head. How much? Dermsy looks you up and down, holds up 5 fingers. Yeah, no thank you. You certainly have. You make up for it with a glass of claret. I'll make that too. Experiencing recovery. So Wade. What do I have to do with Wade here? So how exactly does this work? By the flame. Your mother never gave you the talk. You know what I mean. How do I, get started? Find the fellow you like, and jiggle that purse of yours. To do the trick. But which one? Blazes, girl. If you can't make up your mind, give me your coppers and I'll have some fun for you. Yeffa?
Gods keep you.
And not from around here, are we? The woman's voice rolls with the saucy cadence of Andra's gift. You need a local girl to show you the highlights. Lucky for you, I'm one of them. And what local attractions would you recommend? Yeffa winks. I'd rather show than tell. How much? It's 200 for my time. I'm worth every copper. No thank you. Half-finished tankards of ale and bottles of wine have wet rings on the bar. They leave wet rings on the bar. Scattered plates hold fish bones and grease. The lines. Another round. Fast. Need for a quest. This is a rather graphic declaration of affection for someone named Sorrel. Shh. Older drunkard. Such beautiful women. Am I on that icy one in the corner? This woman here? I'm afraid she only has eyes for the elf by the bar. Bonamico. Smells of fried fish and oysters hang over the stove. The counter is splattered with grease.
I shall be discreet.
I thought there was another... Yeah, there's Maya here.
I shall be quiet as a calm sea, which is not very quiet.
Hail, traveler.
The Moa woman watches you suspiciously. One hand is tense at her side, but as you approach, she relaxes and gives you a friendly, if wary smile. I don't see many outfitted like you who aren't looking for trouble. You aren't looking for trouble, are you? Now, what kind of trouble are you having? My frown ripples across her blue facial markings. Kinda it's bad for business. Local rowdies have taken to harassing my hardworking boys and girls. And our customers. They started showing up after this rash of Hollowborn. They've been driving my regulars away. She looks you up and down, scratching her chin. I've been looking for someone to help me clean things up around here. The knights are too busy sniffing around Duke Avar to bother with us commoners in the gift. I'd just as soon not deal with the bureaucracy anyway. This would be a good option for a gold-packed knight. dialogue instead of rational. I could investigate, as long as there's coin in it. If you start my business, then there'll be plenty of that, alright. Maya draws you closer. These thugs tend to roam in groups, which suggests to me that these aren't random incidents. She places one large finger on your chest. You put a stop to these attacks, and I'll find a real nice way to thank you. She winks. Got me? I'd rather just go chat up that guard at the White Hips personally, but we gotta stop her people getting thrashed at least. I've got questions. Shoot. What do you know about these attacks? She waves a hand at the door. You only have to step outside to see it for yourself. The slugs out there are just waiting to cause trouble for anyone coming or going. She sizes you up. Maybe they would have let you pass, however. Tell me more about your business. It was the back of her neck. It's not doing as well as I'd like with all this trouble. I run an honest enterprise, just trying to give folks a little rest and relaxation. She nods at you and lowers her voice. Help me out. I'll see about getting you a special discount. Can I ask you about something else? A knowing grin warps her blue markings. Now, just what can I do for a strapping lad like yourself? Is there someone here named Sorrel? She laughs. You must be new in town, dearie. She's only the most sought-after girl in the district. You want to spend time with her? Just ask. She's 1,000 for the night, but she's worth every pound. Or so they tell me. Fancy a go with her? She nudges you in the ribs. Best money you can spend in the gift. I'm assuming I can circumvent this by doing the quest for her. Maybe another time. She winks. That's what everyone says at first. So Wade, I think, is the father of Darren. Tell me about this place. I thought that was clear as the crystal waters below the docks. She laughs. This here is the Salty Mast, the most famous house of pleasure in Defiance Bay. We've got drinks, beds, and good company to help you enjoy both. Of course, the club for refined and prestigious gentlemen is upstairs. You'll find several of the hardest working boys and girls in Defiance Bay up there too. I want to order refreshments.
Gods keep you.
I was going to have a few more warm bodies in here. Any progress with those thugs? Any of your regulars interested in earning some coin? Aye. If only so they can spend it again. I see, and hire more people here as well.
Hail, traveler.
I'm here for some quiet time. Quiet, loud, however you like it, as long as you pay up front. I've got ladies, lads, and a few I'm not quite sure about. You talk to whoever tickles your fancy. Unless you fancy Sorrel, in which case you can settle with me. What can you tell me about Sorrel? Already read that. Alright, goodbye. Alright, I'll call the episode here, and the next one will speak to Wade, and then... it's 2 L's. I'm just going to say lines, tulips. Then we have a door over here to go through. Then upstairs. What does Sorrel have to do with anything? Oh, that's right. She's stole the medallion. Medallion from Ristwin. Cool. All right, we'll call it here. Thanks for watching. See you guys in the next one.